Hey, what's good with you? It's Philly Fan 1987, and I'm just trying to talk to you today about how I felt about the Philadelphia Eagles coaching search coming to an end today. Now, we haven't gotten all of the coaches. It could be a surprise coach here or there and some different things, but we got some rumors that from pretty reliable sources. So far, we know that we're adding. Well, not adding. Press Taylor is getting sort of a promotion. We're adding passing coordinator title to his already quarterback coach responsibilities. Then we're adding Andrew Brenner and Rich Scangarello, if I'm pronouncing these names correctly. So first, just looking at those names is very underwhelming. It's no sexy picks, no big names. It's not the Mike McDaniel or Mike LaFleur we thought, because we thought everybody was waiting for the 49ers or the Chiefs. It's not Mike Kafka. Even though really in reality, all of those names were kind of not the sexy pick we would have been thinking about a year or two ago. But after seeing what happened in the season right now, they're kind of sexy names. But so here's my theory about what happened. We waited for these guys who were in the Super Bowl. We were hoping to pick some of these guys, and the team said, hell no. We got to the Super Bowl with these guys, and we still got some pretty young teams who are going to try to make another run, and hell no, you're not taking my guys, which is smart. If it was our coaches, I would have hoped that if we got to the Super Bowl and we didn't win, or we got to the Super Bowl and we won, I'm trying to keep my guys, because what do we want to do? We want to get right back there. So I understand that, and as an Eagles fan, we feel horrible because we've been waiting all this time, and like you waited to the end of the Super Bowl to announce these coaching hires, and we got these what seems to be unsexy names. But once I did a little bit of searching, Andrew Brenner, Rich Scangarello, Press Taylor, all quarterback, all kind of quarterback gurus in a sense. So everything's going to be tied towards Carson Wentz becoming an elite level quarterback. You've got three people with it seems like the whole offense is going to be tailored towards making the quarterback as efficient as possible. And I can't get mad at that. The other things that I noticed from that, Andrew Brenner may not be a sexy name, but he's tied to Joe Moorhead, which Joe Moorhead was really good at Fordham. He was a head coach at Fordham. They came up with what they call tags, is really RPOs. They did a lot of that. They did a good job of having a variety of RPO plays and different things like that in the system. Joe Moorhead usually is known for having explosive offenses and getting the most out of his quarterback plays. His red zone efficiency has been pretty good. His yards per game has been pretty good. Points per game is around 35. He's usually good at getting the most out of quarterbacks. So if Andrew Brenner, he was also over at Penn State under James Franklin and helped his offense thrive there as well before going to Mississippi and not having such a good stint. But it was kind of a weird stint anyway, because he kind of was not a fit to begin with. So I like that he is a really strong foundation in RPOs. He's a really strong foundation in quarterbacks. He comes up with really good ways to make an explosive passing game, which we haven't seen in a while. And he's good at getting the most out of a quarterback. So Andrew Brenner came in under him, took over as head coach under the program, I think, at Fordham when he left. So we've kind of got someone who learned from this guy and can bring some of those concepts and some of those past plays and some of that philosophy, offensive philosophy, to our offense. So I think that's really good. Rich Cangarello was recently the quarterback. Well, he recently was the offensive coordinator for Denver Broncos. And he had 3 quarterbacks within the season and actually made each quarterback, even though the offense didn't do all that great, he got each quarterback ready and got the most out of the quarterbacks who were playing. He does a lot of plays where they're like variation plays. So you see the same play 2 or 3 times, but in each time you see it, there's a little extra wrinkle added or something else that can unfold out of it. So defenses will see this particular play once or twice and think, oh, okay, we've seen this before. They're coming from here, or they're going to do this. And the wrinkle is put in place so the defense sees the same thing, but something else different happens when the play actually unfolds. And they're able to do that with the same play a couple of different times. So it just builds on these different plays and just adds a lot of different variables and a lot of different wrinkles to staple plays, which I think is good. The other thing was Rick Scangarello was previously, before he became the Denver Broncos offensive coordinator and got fired there, he was with the San Francisco 49ers under Kyle Shanahan. Now, we just tried to hire 2 people from the 49ers under Kyle Shanahan, and Kyle Shanahan has some Mike Shanahan Foundation within him. He's got his own kind of thing that he was doing. He was doing the same thing in the Redskins. But he was there, I think his time ran in with Mike McDaniels and Mike LaFleur. So even though we're not able to get the 2 sexy names we wanted, we get someone who knows Kyle Shanahan's offense. If he was working with the quarterbacks, that means the quarterback had to know the whole offense. And if the quarterback had to know the whole offense, he would have had to know some of the run concepts and some of the pass concepts, which would take some from the minds of both of those coordinators who we couldn't get. So we couldn't get the sexy names, the hot names, and all of that. But I think that they found a way to still pick the brain of some of those individuals and get some people who might be able to steal some fresh new ideas from the Joe Moorhead offensive philosophy, the James Franklin offensive philosophy, and the Kyle Shanahan, Mike Shanahan, Mike LaFleur, Mike Daniel offense. So if we can take all of these different things, add them into the offense, give us some different looks, and get Carson Wentz playing at his best under the tutelage of all these quarterback gurus, per se, I think that I can get over the underwhelmingness of the names and the non-sexiness if they can make this come together and really get the best out of Carson Wentz while also making the offense more explosive. So, even though, like I said, it wasn't sexy from the get-go and the names aren't sounding too great right now, you really have to dive into the coaching trees. You really have to dive into what these people do and really understand those things to see where the Eagles are trying to go and what they're thinking behind these moves are. One last thing, Joe Moorhead. The reason why I think they picked Andrew Brenner to pick the brain and get some of the ideas of Joe Moorhead is because in 2015, the Eagles took what is it? The split flow zone package, which comes directly from Joe Moorhead, was utilized in a couple of plays. So it looks like the Eagles were already kind of looking in those directions and kind of doing those things, kind of already looking in his direction as far as stealing some plays and kind of admiring from a distance some of the things that he was doing. So yeah, everything's kind of coming together. It's not the sexy picks, but it looks like we can be efficient and we can be effective if we can bring all these minds together and retool the offense and retool Carson Wentz and get the best out of his mechanics and everything he's doing. Rich Scangarello has a great foundation for working with quarterbacks and getting the most out of them. And Andrew Brenner has some work with wide receivers and quarterbacks. So that's all kind of looking pretty good as far as his development, making sure he's up for the job and fixing the offense. Now, the biggest thing is, can these people come together with the front office and get us the receivers who can make an explosive offensive philosophy, what sounds like an explosive offensive philosophy, flourish? And can they actually get the most out of the quarterback? And can we keep people healthy? And the crazy thing is, it seems like this is what the Eagles are trying to do. They hired a top medical professional to evaluate the health of the team, the different things that they're doing to try to fix health so they can stay healthy. They're trying to bring in gurus to help quarterback Carson Wentz develop, get better, and become more efficient in his game. And then they're trying to create a dynamic offense that excels in the red zone, that has explosive plays, that uses RPOs to get the most out of Carson Wentz. If this marriage works out and we draft better, I definitely can see what they're trying to do, and I definitely can see where they're trying to go. This is Philly Fan 1987. Sorry about the horrible quality. I wanted to just try to hurry up and get something out, and get some content out while it was fresh on my brain and while I freshly just studied and looked at some different things. So let me know what you think. Talk to you later. Peace.